Hello Internet! My name is Brandon Hart and welcome to my workshop, as it is. I am actually kind of showing off a little bit of a project that I was working on. Kind of a newbie to the whole Arduino thing, but just got to the proof of concept stage on a project that I was working on. So I guess without really much further ado, I'll show you what I did. Okay, so here's basically what I've created. Basically the idea here was if you're in a restaurant or a bar or any place they serve beverages really, and you've ever had to sit there and wait for your waiter or the bartender or somebody to notice that your cup is empty and decide to come by and actually refill it and then bring it back and all that kind of thing, you know that sometimes that can get a little bit frustrating. So what I did is essentially I've built a refill notification system. So obviously the main part here is the actual cup, a rather large bulky box on here that I put together, and if you look inside you can see there are a couple of contacts in there, and when there's liquid in the cup it actually closes the circuit and the system here can detect that. Then it is actually sending a signal over to this little guy here, which would sit behind a bar or back in the kitchen or whatever the case may be, and read out alerts and notifications. LEDs would light up when something goes wrong. So obviously what we've got right now is a situation where the cup is empty and the refill button has been selected, and so you can see the message being displayed. So to see this thing in action, something dangerous, actually pouring water into an electronics project, but there we go. So you can see actually the cup is now full. It shows all good in the back. The LEDs turn off, and there is no notification essentially showing up on the screen. If however this cup does go empty, it will notice that the cup has been emptied, and whatever the selection that the person has chosen to make will actually be transmitted to the other board. So if I empty it out, it waits 10 seconds to make sure that, for instance, you're not just taking a drink and have lost contact with the pins. So it waits 10 seconds. If at 10 seconds the cup is still empty, it sends the notification over through the XP radio system here. If you in fact didn't want just a refill of the same drink, maybe you wanted to change your drink, you can actually select that. You can see it lights up, lets you know that that has been your selection, and sends over here different drink. If you're done, same sort of thing. It tells the system that you're all done. Now let's say that they bring a different cup when they bring your drink refill, and so they refill it, but it's a different cup this time. Maybe it's cup number 2. We can register that with an RFID reader on the bottom. Now this is cup number 2. You can see it's got water in it, so everything's all good. If however I were to empty this out, again we wait 10 seconds. This time I want a different drink, but I'm cup 2 now, and I'm going to see that show up over here after the 10 seconds. Cup 2, different drink. So I've got a variety of different form factors, played around with the idea of possibly something like this actually sliding into the bottom and staying there. So rather than having these be a coaster or part of the table, you can actually slide it in. It would be permanent. But essentially that's it. So I'll go ahead and open it up and show you the insides if you want. Just a couple of screws on here. Inside I've got an Arduino FIO V3 from SparkFun. Nice little board that actually has a little XP radio socket on the back and a lithium polymer charging circuit as well. So I've actually got a lithium polymer battery right in there. I don't know if you can see it under there, but and then we've got the LED tactile buttons also from SparkFun, little case from Radio Shack, and that's kind of how it's all put together. So cool little system, all Arduino. It's kind of a fun little project, and I will be working on it, making this system a little bit smaller. I'd love to do a 3D printed cup and actually have this be in a compartment within the cup itself, maybe removable. This is an enclosure I've already selected that will in fact fit all the pieces inside of there. So you can see that's much smaller. And this would actually fit into a pocket perhaps that would be within the 3D printed cup, and have a full pint in here instead of just a little tumbler. So just some ideas I'm working on. A little project, kind of fun. So there it is. Thank you very much. Bye.